DNS is one of the more interesting systems, one of the more interesting protocols in layer 7. And I'm going to go through how it works. First of all, let's define what it is. And it is a distributed directory of IP addresses. So if you think of the phone system, for example, there isn't a giant master phone book that you look stuff up in. You look it up. If I'm in Camus, I look up the Camus phone directory. Now, we don't have those very much anymore with cell phones and the internet and all that, but we used to. And so this is how it works. If a PC here wants to get to www.example.com, it goes to its DNS server, usually at the internet service provider, and it says, hey, DNS server, what is the IP address for www.example.com? And this DNS server doesn't know. So what does it do? Well, it goes out to the root DNS server, which, by the way, you might notice has a dot there. That dot is actually the symbol for the root server, and we don't normally put it in ourselves. It's added automatically by our browser. But the DNS server asks the root server, hey, what is the IP address for www.example.com? And this root server doesn't have a clue. So it sends back this information for the .com server. It says, hey, I know the IP address for the .com server, go ask it. So now that DNS server goes out to the .com server. It says, hey, Mr. .com server, what is the IP address for www.example.com? And .com server says, well, you know what, I don't know, but I know who the server is. I know the IP address for the server for example.com. So now this DNS server will go out to the example.com server here and say, Mr. example.com server, what is the IP address for www.example.com? Well, this www is actually the name of a machine. It's actually the name of the server, and example.com sends back the IP address for www.example.com. This is, in effect, the local phone book, so to speak. And it sends that back to the DNS server here, and the DNS server in turn sends that back to the computer, and now the computer can directly go out to www.example.com. That's how the DNS system works.